Hey there, Razorback fans. I'm Sydney Lemmerhurt, and today I'm absolutely thrilled to introduce you to two exceptional athletes from the Razorback volleyball team. Meet Olivia Ruy and Ava Roth, whose incredible talent and dedication shine both on and off the court. But before we dive into their stories, let's take a moment to give a shout out to our sponsor, the Everett Auto Group. They're the driving force behind Buick's See Her Greatness campaign, celebrating the achievements and empowerment of female athletes. With locations in Benton, Bryant, and Rogers, the Everett Auto Group is all about supporting women in sports, and we're so grateful to have them on board. Now let's jump right in. As your host for today's interviews and a former Razorback gymnast, I am honored to guide you through the experiences and insights of Olivia and Ava. Get ready to be inspired as we explore the world of Razorback volleyball with two remarkable athletes who truly embody the spirit of greatness. It's time to hear their stories and discover what makes them true champions on and off the court. So without further ado, welcome guys.
Thank you.
So happy to have you here.
Yeah.
So could you both start off by telling us a little bit more about yourself, where you're from, and kind of your journey in your sport?
I'm Ava. I am from St. Louis, Missouri, and I am on the volleyball team, and I'm a libero. I started playing volleyball when I was in 4th grade, I think.
Okay. Yep.
And then I started playing in St. Louis, which is an hour away from my house, in 6th grade.
What about you?
My name is Olivia. I am also on the volleyball team. I'm an outside hitter. I'm from Salt Lake City, Utah.
Okay.
So I traveled a ways.
Yes, I'm sure.
Yes. I started rec volleyball club, bouncing around a little bit when I was maybe 9 or 10. So not super early, but yeah, it was 5 minutes from my house, and I just kind of fell in love with the sport.
Yeah.
And yeah, as I got older, it just got more intense, and here I am.
Yeah,
so.
led you here.
Yeah.
So definitely want to hear your story from being from Utah, but why Arkansas for both of you?
Oh, do you want to start?
Yeah, I'll start. I think the deciding factor for me was the coaching staff.
Yeah.
Jason himself, I love the way he built this program.
Yeah.
And I think it's just very different than most places. And not only the volleyball program is at such a high level, but also the campus itself. I just think it's really pretty. And for me, it's only 5.5 hours away. So I get to have my parents come visit me, and it's a good distance.
Yeah.
But ultimately, I picked it because the volleyball team, and I just love the culture here.
Yeah, I love Coach Watson. His stories, I could just listen to him talk. Some of the things he says, I'm where did that come from? But he's awesome. So I've had to interview him a couple times, and I love Coach Watson.
Yeah,
he's great.
Coach Watson is very impressive.
Yeah.
I would say for me, Arkansas was actually my first visit. And I came here on a group visit, actually, with Ava and a few other volleyball players.
That's awesome.
And I just loved it. I kind of fell in love with the campus, the coaching staff, the girls, the culture here. And I just ended up comparing everything to Arkansas volleyball. And so here I am. What's not to love about Arkansas?
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
I am very happy with my decision.
Right.
So.
There you go. Yeah, it worked out for you. And, the recruiting process can be so intimidating, especially at the age that we have to go through it. I look back and I'm how did I know? But, obviously it worked out for me. I'm still here after all those years. But again, people are why Arkansas? I'm why not Arkansas?
Yeah, for real.
Yeah, why not Arkansas? So can you both share a pivotal moment in your career where you kind of realized volleyball is my sport, and hey, I'm pretty good at this. I want to continue to do this with my life?
Yeah, mine was probably in 6th grade is when I realized I wanted to play Division I volleyball. It was my goal I set for myself, which was kind of crazy at that age because people were you really think you could do that? I was well, that's at least my goal.
Yeah.
So I set my standards really high, and so I realized at that point that that's what I wanted to do with my life. So I quit all other sports in 6th grade, which was, a very big decision for me because nobody else that I knew kind of did that yet. Because it was, we're still really young. And so then I started, playing an hour away from my house, which was a big commitment for me because I missed out on a lot of things. But that's when I realized I really have a passion for the sport, and so I'm gonna dedicate all my time to it. Yeah. So that was my big pivotal moment, and focusing on the game and wanting to go further with it.
I remember one tournament specifically, I got 2 or 3 kills that my mom was super excited about, and I was super excited about, and she started bribing me.
Hey, whatever works.
Yeah, she told me for every 5 kills or something, she'd buy me a pair of socks.
Yes.
So I ended up walking out of that tournament with 2 pairs of socks and a newfound love for the sport.
So what do you want young Razorback fans? Obviously, you're both young, and you have a whole career ahead of you. But in this time, when you're able to reflect, what do you want young Razorback fans to remember about you as they aspire to beat you? Because you guys are the leaders that you once had when you were little.
You go.
So this year was really different for me because the first game I tore my ACL and like blew out my knee. So what I really want little Razorbacks to remember is like that you can get through challenges and you can come out better because of it. And I'm like trying to also work through that right now. So I'm hoping that they can remember that because I end up doing that. Yeah. And I want to like better myself because of this. Yeah. And show them that like challenges can be like a really good thing. Yeah.
Something that I would want young Razorback fans to remember is that we are all people too. Like we all started out where they are. We all started out fans of whether if it was the Razorbacks or a different college team. We were all fans at one point too, and we worked really hard to get to where we are. So they can get there too if they have the work ethic and they have the focus to get there. Yeah. I think it's achievable for anybody, but you just have to put the time and the effort in.
Yeah. Women's sports, hot topic right now. Social media, always gonna say something, whether it's positive or negative, but how do you guys think either you or just the world can use social media to, bring a positive light to female sports?
Well, I think that social media gives us a huge advantage because it gives us a platform. Yeah. And it gives us a platform to not only like advocate for ourselves in sports, but also like other women. And I think that we can really advocate for other women's successes. And I am really big on that because, there's so many women out there that are doing amazing things that aren't getting the recognition that they deserve. Yeah. And so I think just other women supporting women and like promoting it out there can really just help.
Yeah,
that's a great point. I think something that we can do as individuals and hopefully that'll grow, but as individuals I think that we can lift other female athletes up and repost their successes and congratulate them on social media and be a positive force, and hopefully other people will follow that example.
So we're gonna pivot to some more lighthearted, fun questions here. Can you share a standout moment from your career where you just had a profound sense of like accomplishment, where you either you met a goal that you've been talking about your whole life, or it was just something that was like, wow, I did it?
Yeah. Well, I think it's funny because we were talking about this in the car because we were just talking about volleyball, and we both got third at nationals. She got it 17s year, right? And I got 16s year. Yeah. We worked for years to like get this goal, and like finally getting on the podium, they call it, was like such a big accomplishment for my club team, and that was like the most fun thing I ever did. And along the lines of that, like I also won state my senior year. Yeah. So that was something huge. That we worked for 4 years, and like finally getting,
Yeah, your senior year.
Yeah,
it's finally, like it paid off.
Yeah, it finally paid off. It was just like so awesome. And
I love that.
Yeah, that is really impressive. I would say something else that we both have done is we made it to college volleyball. Like we have really been training our whole lives. Like we've given up so much time, dances, social events, whatever, to get here. And I think even just making it to the collegiate level and competing is a huge deal. Yeah. Personally, I think it is, and for both of us.
So are either one of you superstitious?
A little bit.
I'm not really superstitious.
I feel like it's been very 50-50. Either you are or you're like, no.
Yeah, I don't really have anything. I want to hear yours.
Oh my gosh. They're not like a lot of things. Like I feel like as I've gotten older, they've kind of just gone away a little bit. But I have to wear my hair in a high bun now. Like I have to. And it started when I cut my hair and I like didn't want to wear my hair in the hotel. But one time in high school, I like wore my hair in 2 buns or something. Like we had this trend where like everybody would wear 2 pigtails, and I did it, and I played terrible the first time.
It was the hair.
It was the hair, and then I fixed it, and I did just a high bun, and I like probably the best stats I've had like, in the rest of the sets.
So since you do you have anything that like you whether it's a playlist before or like words that you say after like, oh, I made a bad play, I need to focus? Is there anything that you have like that?
Yeah, so whenever, this is more specifically for like high pressure moments, because I feel like that's the time you need your mental state to be good.
Yeah.
And so whenever like I'm specifically serving in high pressure moments, you know, like at a qualifier and like the championship match or the state game, or like, you know, just like high pressure moments, whenever I'm about to serve, I like literally tell myself, you live for this. Because like I feel like I play the sport for those types of moments.
Yeah.
And I've had coaches in the past like remind me like, this is why you do it. Like you live for these moments right here. And so like, why not be happy and excited that you get put in that moment? And so when I am put in that moment, I just like take a deep breath and I'm like, you literally live for this. So just do your thing.
Just do it.
Yeah.
Who was the first female athlete that you really looked up to?
That's hard. Do you want to go?
I'll go. Okay. So mine was Jenna Otek. She was a volleyball player at the University of Purdue.
Okay.
And she became the Big Ten National Defensive Player of the Year. And even before she did that, she was she went to a school next to mine. She played at the same club that I played at. She's just a couple years older than me, and we happened to dance at the same dance studio.
Hey, there you go.
When I was younger, and so I always was like drawn to watch her play and like grow as a player because of her passion for the sport. And honestly, like it was so inspiring to me that watching someone from the same town as me be able to go that far.
I would say mine, her name is Ronnie Jones Perry. She played outside for BYU. And she actually also went to my club. I was trained by the same coach. And I just kind of grew up like, I think I was really little when she graduated. I don't remember when she graduated, but when she graduated high school and started playing college, so I never really like saw her in a club setting. But I knew of her, and then I started going to go see her play, and I was just blown away. She's just completely different than any volleyball player I had ever seen. She's so physical, and she's so kind on the court while still being, still taking charge and still being an aggressive volleyball player. And I just look up to her in every way. She's an amazing person.
Last one. So how would you address haters and advocate for greater recognition and respect for women's sports?
I know there's like a new quote that everyone's kind of saying is like, everyone's watching women's sports, because I think it's true.
I just got the shirt. I got the shirt that says
exactly.
that.
I'm going to order it soon because I think that when women's sports are being broadcasted, people want to watch it. So I think people just need to give it a chance and actually watch it because it's amazing. And like you get to see how talented people are and how much work they've put into it, and why not like support their successes even if it's different than men's sports. Like in itself, it's amazing.
I think a lot of the time people that are just kind of hating on women's sports, they obviously don't see how much time and effort and dedication we put into our sport. And I think that you should really keep in mind that like we're working just as hard, if not harder, than male athletes. Like we deserve the same respect, the same praise, I guess, that those athletes are getting. It's just because we play a different game and it looks a little bit different that we're not getting the same respect.
Well, I loved all of your answers. This was great. Thank you both so much. And that is a wrap on today's episode. I want to extend a massive thank you to the phenomenal female athletes who joined us today. Your stories are the heart and soul of our podcast, and your greatness truly shines through in every word. I also want to express my gratitude to the Everett Auto Group for continuing to promote the See Her Greatness campaign. With locations in Bryant, Benton, and Rogers, they're not just in the business of selling cars, they're champions for celebrating female excellence in sports. To my listeners, I can't thank you enough for tuning in and being a part of this empowering journey. Remember, you can catch up on all of our episodes and stay connected with the latest from Everett's See Her Greatness campaign by following us on social media. Until next time, keep believing in your greatness, keep striving for your dreams, and keep celebrating the incredible achievement of women in sports. This is Sydney Lemmerhurt signing off.